I never thought Olivia Bennett knew my name. On campus, everyone knew hers. I knew her as the girl who could walk into a crowded hall and make every conversation stop. I was Ethan Carter, the quiet student who preferred the library to parties and coffee to campus drama. So when Olivia stepped in front of me outside the library, I honestly thought she wanted directions. Ethan. I stopped. Yes. Can I talk to you? I looked behind me. Are you sure you mean me? She smiled. Unless another Ethan Carter is hiding behind you. I was just making sure. You always do that. Do what? Act surprised when someone notices you. I laughed nervously. Most people don't. I noticed. Those two words made my heart beat faster. She glanced toward the library doors. Are you busy? I was going to study. Forget studying for 10 minutes. That's a dangerous request. She laughed. Come with me. I followed her to a quiet bench near the fountain. She sat down, crossed her legs, and stared at me like she was preparing for an exam. What? I asked. I need a favor. That sounds less romantic than I expected. She raised an eyebrow. Who said anything about romance? Nobody. I was joking. You're bad at jokes. I've been told. She took a breath. I want you to date me. I stared at her. She stared back. Sorry, I said. What? I want you to pretend to be my boyfriend. That is very different from what you just said. I know. Why me? Because I trust you. You barely know me. I know enough. No, you don't. Ethan, please. I studied her face. She looked serious, but something about the request felt strange. What's the real reason? She looked away. There is someone, she said. Someone you want to make jealous? Her silence answered me. I sighed. Who? Ryan Mitchell. I knew Ryan. Everyone did. He was the campus athlete, the rich kid, the guy who always seemed surrounded by people. You like him? Olivia looked down. I used to. Used to. It's complicated. So you want me to pretend to date you so he stays away? Exactly. That sounds like a terrible idea. It will only be for a little while. And what do I get? She smiled. A date with me. That is not payment. It might be. I shook my head. You really planned this. I did. Why not choose someone who already likes you? Because they would make it real. And I wouldn't. She looked directly into my eyes. Would you? I did not know how to answer. Before I could, a familiar voice came from behind me. Ethan, don't. I turned and saw Daniel Brooks walking toward us. He pointed at Olivia. Whatever she is offering, don't accept it. Olivia frowned. Nice to see you too, Daniel. I'm serious. I stood. Why? Because this is weird. Olivia crossed her arms. You don't even know what I asked him. I know enough. I looked between them. You two know each other? Everyone knows Olivia, Daniel said. Olivia gave him a cold smile. And everyone knows Daniel talks too much. See? Daniel said. Red flag. I almost laughed. Olivia looked at me. Ethan, I won't force you. Daniel lowered his voice. Walk away. I looked at Olivia again. For some reason, I couldn't. Fine, I said. Daniel's eyes widened. Seriously? 1 week. Olivia smiled immediately. Deal. She reached out her hand. I shook it. Her fingers were warm. Tomorrow? She asked. Tomorrow. Good. She stood and leaned closer. Tonight. I blinked. Tonight. We need to make it believable. Daniel groaned. I'm leaving. I watched him walk away. Then I looked at Olivia. What exactly am I supposed to do tonight? Dinner. Public. Very public. Of course. She smiled. Try not to look terrified. I am terrified. Why? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. She laughed. Neither do I. That surprised me. You seem like you do. I don't. For the first time, her confident expression faded. I saw something underneath it. Fear. That night, we met at a small restaurant near campus. Olivia sat across from me, checking her phone every few seconds. Are you waiting for Ryan? I asked. She froze. No. You looked at your phone 4 times. I was checking the time. The time is printed on the wall. She laughed softly. You're observant. I have to be. She put her phone away. Ethan, can I ask you something? Sure. Why did you say yes? I looked at her. Because you asked. That's it. No. Then what? I took a breath. Because you looked like you needed someone. Her smile disappeared. You don't even know me, she whispered. I know. Then why would you care? Because I know what it feels like to need someone. She stared at me for several seconds. Then she lowered her eyes. Maybe I made the right choice. Maybe. She looked up again. Ethan. Yeah. I smiled awkwardly. You don't have to be nervous. That makes it worse. How? Because you're not trying to impress me. Should I start? No. Good. I wouldn't know how. She laughed, but her eyes stayed on mine. Most guys act differently around me, she said. I don't know how I'm supposed to act. Just be yourself. I've been doing that. I know. I looked down at my plate. Olivia, tomorrow, if this is only acting, tell me. She became quiet. I will. And if you change your mind, I'll tell you. Promise. I promise. For some reason, that promise mattered to me more than it should have. She reached across the table and touched my hand. I looked at her fingers resting against mine. Then let's make everyone believe it, she said. I nodded. But inside me, I feared that I might be the one who started believing first. She looked at me again. Ethan, why do I suddenly feel nervous when you look at me? I woke up the next morning with one question stuck in my head. Was Olivia Bennett really going to pretend to date me? By breakfast, I had my answer. Ethan. I turned and saw Olivia crossing the cafeteria. She smiled and slipped her hand into mine. Good morning, boyfriend. I nearly choked on my coffee. Good morning. Too much. A little. She laughed. Relax. People are watching. I looked around. She was right. Several students were staring at us. Already. You wanted believable. I didn't realize believable meant public humiliation. You'll survive. She pulled me toward a table. Sit with me. I sat down. She leaned closer. Ryan is over there. I glanced across the room. Ryan Mitchell was staring directly at us. So this is the plan, I whispered. Yes. You want him jealous. I want him to understand that I'm moving on. With me. With you. I looked at her. Why does that sentence sound dangerous? Because you're starting to enjoy it. I am not. She smiled. We'll see. By noon, the entire campus seemed to know. Daniel dropped into the chair beside me. Congratulations. For what? You became Olivia Bennett's boyfriend in less than 24 hours. I sighed. It's fake. Tell that to everyone else. I know. He leaned closer. Ethan, be careful. I'm being careful. No, you're being fascinated. What's that supposed to mean? You keep looking at her. I look at everyone. You looked at her for 30 seconds while she was talking to another girl. I was thinking. About her. I said nothing. Daniel shook his head. This is exactly how people get hurt. Before I could answer, Olivia appeared beside us. Ethan, come on. Daniel looked at me. See. I stood. Where are we going? Class. I have class in another building. I know. Then why are you here? She smiled. I wanted to walk with you. Daniel muttered. I'm leaving before this gets worse. I followed Olivia outside. You didn't need to walk me. I wanted to. Why? Because you're my boyfriend. Fake boyfriend. She stopped walking. Do you have to say fake every time? I looked at her. Isn't that what this is? She looked away. For now. That answer stayed in my mind all afternoon. Later, I found a coffee waiting on my desk. I stared at it. Olivia walked past my classroom door. You like it? I picked it up. How did you know my order? You always get it. I've only seen you at the cafe twice. I pay attention. Why? She smiled. Maybe I pay attention to my boyfriend. I watched her leave. For the first time, I wondered if the rules of our arrangement were changing. That evening, someone made a joke about me in the hallway. Guess the campus queen finally adopted a charity case. I froze. Before I could respond, Olivia stepped beside me. What did you say? The student laughed. I was joking. Then find a better joke. Olivia, relax. No. Her voice became cold. You don't get to insult him because you don't understand him. I stared at her. Olivia. She turned toward me. Are you okay? Yeah. Don't lie. I said I'm okay. She took my arm. Come on. Once we were alone, I asked, why did you defend me? Because you didn't deserve it. You could have ignored him. I could have. But you didn't. She looked at me. I don't like seeing people hurt you. My heart skipped. That's not part of the plan. I know. She walked away before I could answer. That night, Daniel called me. Tell me you're not falling for her. I'm not. You answered too quickly. I'm serious. Then why do you sound nervous? Because you're interrogating me. Ethan, she's becoming important to you. She isn't. You're lying. I stared at the coffee cup Olivia had given me. Maybe I'm just confused. Then stepped back. I can't. Why? I swallowed. Because I want to know what happens next. Daniel sighed. That is exactly what worries me. 2 nights later, Olivia and I stayed in the library to study. You're terrible at this, she said. At studying? At pretending you don't understand calculus. I understand it. Then why did you ask me? Because I wanted to talk to you. She became quiet. About what? Anything. She smiled. You're getting dangerous, Ethan. How? You're making this feel real. I looked at her. Does that bother you? She didn't answer. Hours passed. Eventually, I felt her head rest against my shoulder. I looked down. Olivia. No answer. You asleep? She breathed softly. I should have moved. Instead, I stayed still. My heart pounded as I watched her sleep against me. I whispered, this is supposed to be fake. She didn't hear me. I closed my eyes. I remembered the first time she had asked me to play this role. Back then, I thought I was helping her escape Ryan. Now I wondered whether I was helping myself fall into something I could not control. When I tried to move my shoulder, she shifted closer. I froze again. Olivia, I whispered, you're making this difficult. She murmured something I couldn't understand. I smiled despite myself. You have no idea what you're doing to me. For several minutes, I sat there. Then my phone buzzed. Daniel had sent a message. Still pretending? I looked at Olivia. I typed yes. I deleted it. I typed again. I'm trying. That felt more honest. Another message appeared. Don't forget who she wanted. I locked my phone. He was right anyway. Ryan was still the reason this had started. Olivia had chosen me to become a shield between herself and another man. But sitting there with her head on my shoulder, I no longer felt like a shield. I felt like a man quietly hoping she would choose me for a reason that had nothing to do with Ryan. And finally admitted the truth I had been avoiding. I wasn't just pretending anymore. I was still thinking about Olivia when Chloe stopped me outside the library. Ethan, wait. I turned. What happened? She looked nervous. I need to tell you something. That sounds serious. It is. She glanced around before lowering her voice. Olivia didn't choose you because she liked you. I felt my stomach tighten. What are you talking about? She chose you because of Ryan. I stared at her. Explain. Ryan was interested in another girl. Olivia wanted to make him jealous and keep him away from her. So I was part of some game? Chloe looked down. Yes. I laughed once, but there was nothing funny about it. Why are you telling me now? Because I didn't think it would become real. Real? She actually started caring about you. I stepped back. Did Olivia know you were going to tell me? No. Then why should I believe you? Because I was there when she planned it. Those words hurt more than I expected. I looked at the floor. Do you understand what scares me? What? That I can't tell which parts were real. All of them after that first night. How can I know? You can't. Not today. That answer surprised me. She continued, I won't ask you to forget. I won't ask you to trust me because I apologized. I'll earn it. I swallowed. You make it sound easy. It won't be. No. But I'll do it anyway. I looked at her trembling hands. Did you ever tell Ryan you were done with him? No. Why not? Because I thought I needed to. And now I know I never needed him. For one dangerous second, I wanted to believe every word. Then I remembered Chloe's confession. I stepped back. Give me time. I will. Don't follow me. She nodded. Okay. I walked away, but her voice stopped me. Ethan. I turned. I am sorry. I wanted to answer. Instead, I kept walking. I walked away without answering. By the time I reached Olivia's dorm, my hands were shaking. She opened the door and smiled. Ethan, you're early. Did you choose me to make Ryan jealous? Her smile disappeared. Who told you? That's your first question? She looked away. Chloe. Olivia, answer me. Yes. The room suddenly felt too quiet. So everything was fake? At first. I swear, Ethan, it changed. When? I don't know. You knew exactly why you approached me. I did. You used me. I did. I clenched my fists. And now what? You expect me to believe your feelings are real? Yes. Why? Because I stopped thinking about Ryan. I stared at her. That doesn't prove anything. I know. Then prove it. She stepped closer. The first night, I wanted Ryan to see me with someone else. But then I started seeing you. Really seeing you. I said nothing. You listened to me. I was your fake boyfriend. You remembered things I said. That was basic kindness. You made me laugh when I wanted to cry. Olivia, you never treated me like a prize. I looked away. Stop. Why? Because I want to believe you. Her eyes filled with tears. Then believe me. I can't. She grabbed my hand. Please don't leave. I pulled my hand back. You should have thought about that before you lied. I know. You knew I trusted you. I know. You knew I was falling for you. Her voice broke. I was falling for you too. I froze. She wiped her tears. The moment I started knowing the real you, Ryan became less important. Then why didn't you tell me? I was scared. Of what? Of losing you. I laughed bitterly. You lost me because you were afraid to be honest. Before she could answer, my phone began buzzing. Daniel. I answered. Ethan, don't go outside. Why? Ryan is spreading rumors. What kind? He's telling everyone you manipulated Olivia. My jaw tightened. He's lying. I know, but people are believing him. I hung up and looked at Olivia. He did this because of you. I'll handle it. No, I'll handle it. The next afternoon, I walked across campus while whispers followed me. There he is. That's Olivia's boyfriend. I heard he planned the whole thing. I kept walking. Then Ryan stepped in front of me. You happy now? I stared at him. What do you want? You stole Olivia. I didn't steal anyone. You knew she liked me. She told me otherwise. Ryan laughed. You're just using her. Before I could respond, Olivia stepped between us. Enough. Ryan looked shocked. Olivia, move. No. He manipulated you. Stop lying. Ryan stared at her. You're defending him? Yes. After everything? She turned toward me. I know how this started. I felt my chest tighten. But I also know how it changed. Ryan shook his head. You're choosing him? Olivia answered without hesitation. Yes. The crowd around us went silent. Ryan walked away. I looked at Olivia. You didn't have to do that. I did. Why? Because I hurt you once. I won't let anyone else hurt you because of my mistake. That night, we sat together outside the library. Neither of us spoke for a while. Finally, Olivia whispered, Ethan? Yeah. Can I tell you the truth? You already have. No, not about Ryan. I looked at her. Then what? She took a shaky breath. When I first confessed to you, I was pretending. I know. But somewhere between pretending and knowing you, something changed. I waited. She looked into my eyes. I think I actually fell for you. My heart hurt. I wanted to say I felt the same. But after everything, I could only whisper one answer. I don't know if I can trust that yet. She nodded through her tears. I'll wait. I heard her crying behind me. I almost turned around. Almost. But trust was not something I could rebuild in one night. So I kept walking, carrying her apology with me while my heart hurt. I decided to give Olivia one chance. Just one, I told myself. The next morning, she was waiting outside my classroom. Can I walk with you? I nodded. Okay. She smiled. You actually said yes. I said one chance, not forever. I know. We walked across campus in silence. Then she asked, Are you still angry? Yes. Do you still hate me? No. Do you still care? I stopped walking. That is the problem. Her smile faded. I care too much. She looked down. Then let me prove I'm worth trusting. For how long? As long as it takes. For the next few days, I watched her carefully. She stopped talking about Ryan. She stopped pretending whenever we were alone. She told me things she had never told anyone else. One evening, we sat on the steps behind the student center. Do you know what everyone thinks about me? She asked. That you're perfect? She laughed softly. Exactly. They think I love parties, attention, expensive clothes, and being surrounded by people. Don't you? Sometimes. She looked at me. But sometimes I just want one person who doesn't want anything from me. I stayed quiet. She continued. When people call me the campus queen, I smile. Inside, I feel tired. Why didn't you tell anyone? Because nobody asks. I asked. I know. She leaned against my shoulder. I like that about you. I looked at her. What? You don't try to own me. I wouldn't know how. That is why I feel safe with you. For the first time since Chloe had told me the truth, I felt my walls coming down. Olivia. Yes. I want to believe you. Her eyes softened. Then I won't waste it. For a while, everything felt right. She waited outside my classes. I brought her coffee. We studied together. She laughed at my terrible jokes, and I started laughing at hers. I almost forgot how we had started. Almost. Then Ryan found the messages. I was walking toward the cafeteria when I heard laughter behind me. Hey, Ethan. I turned. Ryan held up his phone. Want to explain this? My stomach dropped. What is that? Your girlfriend's little plan. He showed the screen to everyone nearby. I recognized Olivia's messages immediately. I'll date Ethan, one message said. Ryan will finally get jealous. Another read. He won't suspect anything. Someone laughed. I felt my face burn. Ryan raised his voice. Look at the campus hero. I clenched my fists. You're done, Ryan. No, you're done. He turned toward the crowd. She never wanted him. She used him to get my attention. That isn't true, I said. Isn't it? He looked at Olivia, who had just arrived. Tell them. Olivia froze. Ryan, stop. Tell them why you chose him. I already told Ethan the truth. But did you tell him everything? He showed another message. My chest tightened. Someone whispered, he knew. Another voice answered. Maybe he pretended not to. Ryan smiled. Maybe Ethan liked playing the victim. I stepped toward him. Enough. He laughed. What? Did I hurt your feelings? You're trying to hurt her too. No. I'm telling everyone what happened. People gathered around us. I heard whispers everywhere. Maybe Olivia felt sorry for him. That makes sense. He probably knew the whole time. Those words hurt more than I expected. Olivia stepped forward. Stop talking about him like that. Ryan turned toward her. Why? You stayed because you felt guilty, didn't you? No. You felt sorry for him. That isn't true. I looked at Olivia. She looked shattered. Ethan, please. I shook my head. Not here. Let me explain. Not here. I walked away. She followed me. Ethan, wait. I kept walking. Please. I finally stopped near the empty courtyard. What? I didn't know Ryan had those messages. I know. I never wanted this. I know. Then why are you looking at me like that? Because I'm trying to understand. Understand what? Why I trusted you. She started crying. I meant everything I told you. Maybe. I did. Then why does it still feel like I'm standing inside your first lie? She covered her mouth. I looked away. The worst part isn't that you lied when you met me. Then what is it? The worst part is that I believed you when you said you had changed. She cried harder. I did change. Maybe you did. Then don't leave. I can't do this. Ethan, please. I gave you one chance. And I tried. I know. Then why isn't it enough? Because trust doesn't return just because someone wants it back. She reached for my hand. I stepped away. Don't. Her voice broke. Do you still love me? I closed my eyes. I don't know. That isn't an answer. It is the only honest one I have. She whispered, I love you. I felt something inside me crack. I know. Then stay. I can't. Ethan. I turned away. I'm sorry. Don't say sorry. I have to. No. You're supposed to fight for us. I already did. She became silent. I took one last look at her. I fought for the person I thought you were. She cried. And now? Now I need to fight for myself. I walked away before I could change my mind. Behind me, I heard her whisper my name. I kept walking. For the first time, I understood that loving someone did not mean staying when the love kept hurting me. That night, I deleted our messages. I stared at my empty screen. Then I whispered, Goodbye, Olivia. I knew it was not really goodbye to my feelings. It was goodbye to the version of us I had trusted. And somehow, that hurt even more. I sat alone, replaying every conversation in my head. I remembered her coffee, her laughter, her promises, and the way she looked at me when she said she had fallen for me. I wanted those memories to be real, but wanting something never made it true. I stopped going where the rumors were loudest. For once, I wanted nothing from anyone but peace. Instead of sitting in the cafeteria, I studied in Professor Anderson's office. You look exhausted, he said. I am. Then stop carrying people who are not your responsibility. I looked at him. I'm trying. No. You're surviving. There is a difference. What am I supposed to do? Build something that belongs to you. He placed a folder on my desk. Join my university research project. I thought you needed top students. I need students who refuse to quit. I smiled faintly. Then I'm interested. Good. Meet Natalie tomorrow. The next afternoon, Natalie Reed sat beside me in the project room. So you're Ethan. I guess. I heard you're good with data. I heard you're difficult. She laughed. Professor Anderson told you that? No. Daniel did. Then I already liked Daniel. I smiled for the first time in days. Natalie opened her laptop. Let's work. That's it. What did you expect? I don't know. An interview. You look like someone who needs less talking. I laughed. You're right. For weeks, I buried myself in work. I stopped checking Olivia's social media. I stopped wondering who she was talking to. I stopped asking Daniel what was happening on campus. One morning, Daniel looked at me and smiled. What? You look like yourself again. I thought I always looked like myself. No. You look like someone waiting for Olivia to decide whether you mattered. I became quiet. That bad? That obvious? I nodded. I don't want to be that person anymore. Good. He slapped my shoulder. Welcome back. Professor Anderson noticed my progress before I did. You've changed, he said one evening. I just got busy. Busy people still think about the same pain. You stopped. Maybe I finally got tired of hurting. That is not weakness. What is it? Growth. I carried that word with me. At the same time, Olivia's world kept shrinking. Without Ryan beside her, she no longer received the same attention. She began eating alone, attending classes quietly, and avoiding the places where people remembered her old image. Chloe told me she had apologized to Olivia too. She finally understands, Chloe said. Understanding is the first step. Do you still love her? I paused. Yes. Chloe looked surprised. But I'm not going back just because I love her. Meanwhile, I heard Olivia was struggling. Her usual crowd stopped gathering around her. People who once followed her everywhere suddenly had somewhere else to be. Then Ryan stopped appearing beside her. I heard about it from Chloe. She found me after class. Ethan, can we talk? I stopped. About Olivia? Yes. I don't think I should. Please. I sighed. What happened? Ryan left her. I frowned. Why? Because she stopped helping him. What does that mean? He liked being connected to her popularity. When she stopped chasing him, he lost interest. I looked away. That sounds like Ryan. Chloe nodded. There is something else. What? I need to admit something. I waited. Ryan manipulated Olivia for months. I felt my chest tighten. How? He kept telling her she wasn't enough. Then he'd give her attention whenever she obeyed him. So she was afraid of losing him. Yes. And that's why she used me. Chloe lowered her head. Partly. I exhaled slowly. That explains it. It doesn't excuse it. I know. She really does love you. I looked at her. I believe that. Chloe seemed surprised. But love doesn't erase what she did. That evening, Olivia found me outside the project building. Ethan. I stopped. Can we talk? I have work. Please. I looked at her tired face. 5 minutes. She nodded. I am sorry. I know. I should have told you everything. Yes. I was scared. I know. I thought if I lost Ryan, I'd lose everything. And now I realize I was wrong. I said nothing. She took a breath. Can you forgive me? I looked directly at her. Yes. Her eyes widened. Really? I can forgive you. Then can we start again? No. Her smile disappeared. Why? Because forgiveness and trust are different. I'll earn your trust. I hope you do. Then give me a chance. I am giving you one. How? By not hating you. She looked down. That doesn't feel like enough. It isn't. She nodded slowly. I understand. For the first time, I noticed something strange. I wasn't begging her to stay. I wasn't afraid she would leave. She was the one standing there, waiting for me to say more. I didn't. Goodbye, Olivia. Goodbye. I walked inside. Natalie looked up from her laptop. Was that her? Yes. Are you okay? I am. She smiled. Then come on. We have work. I sat beside her. She showed me a mistake in my calculations. You missed this. Seriously? Seriously. I laughed. How did I miss that? You were distracted. Not anymore. She smiled. Good. We worked until evening. When we finally left the building, Natalie told me a ridiculous story about her first day on campus. I laughed harder than I had in weeks. Then I noticed Olivia standing across the courtyard. She was watching us. Our eyes met. I saw the realization on her face. She had spent weeks hoping I would come back. Now she was watching me move forward without her. Natalie nudged me. Do you know her? Yes. Do you want to go over? I shook my head. No. Sure. Completely. I kept walking with Natalie. Behind me, I heard nothing. I didn't need to. For the first time, I understood that losing Olivia wasn't the end of my story. It was the moment I finally started writing my own. I stood in the presentation room with my notes in front of me. Are you ready? Natalie asked. I think so. That sounded convincing. I'm trying. Daniel walked in carrying 2 coffees. One for you. Thanks. He handed me mine and frowned. You look nervous. I am. You've handled worse. I smiled. That doesn't make this easier. Professor Anderson entered. Everyone, 10 minutes. Natalie opened her laptop. We have one problem. What? My final data file is different. I looked at the screen. That isn't our version. I know. Daniel stepped closer. Check the backup. Natalie opened it. Same thing. My stomach tightened. Someone changed the files. Professor Anderson looked at me. Can you prove it? I think I can. Daniel pointed at the activity log. Look. I leaned closer. Those edits happened last night. Natalie whispered. Do you recognize that account? I stared at the username. Ryan. Daniel cursed softly. Of course. Professor Anderson remained calm. Don't confront him. I looked at him. Why? Because anger will make him look like the victim. So what do I do? Present the truth. Natalie nodded. I still have the original files on my external drive. I smiled. Then we can fix everything. The presentation began. I stood before the faculty panel while Ryan sat near the back. One professor asked, Your submitted numbers differ from the earlier report. What? I answered calmly. They were changed without my approval. Ryan laughed. I looked toward him. Can I show you something? The professor nodded. I connected the backup drive. These are our original files. Natalie explained the differences. Then I displayed the activity log. The room became silent. Another professor asked, Can you identify who made these changes? I pointed to the account. The account used to alter the files belonged to Ryan Mitchell. Ryan stood immediately. That proves nothing. I looked at him. I'm not accusing you beyond the evidence. You're lying. I'm showing the record. You planned this. I shook my head. No, Ryan. I didn't. He looked around desperately. You all believe him? Professor Anderson spoke. Mr. Mitchell, sit down. Ryan refused. He has been trying to destroy me for months. I answered quietly. I never tried to destroy you. You took Olivia from me. No. Olivia made her own choices. Ryan's face hardened. You think you're better than me? No. Then why are you doing this? Because you changed my work. He had no answer. The faculty reviewed the records while we waited. Finally, the department chair spoke. The evidence is clear. Mr. Mitchell, you will leave the project. Ryan stared at me. This isn't over. I met his eyes. Yes, it is. He walked out. Daniel whispered. That was brutal. I shook my head. I didn't do anything to him. You didn't need to. Natalie smiled. You won without becoming cruel. Professor Anderson nodded. That is the difference between revenge and justice. After the room cleared, I packed my notes. Natalie asked, Are you okay? Better than I expected. Daniel laughed. You finally stopped fighting every battle with your fists. I never used my fists. You know what I mean. I smiled. Then I saw Olivia standing near the doorway. Can we talk? She asked. I nodded. Natalie glanced at me. I'll wait outside. Thanks. She left. Olivia walked toward me slowly. I watched everything. I noticed. You could have destroyed Ryan. I could have. Why didn't you? Because I didn't need to. She looked down. I understand you now. I frowned. What do you mean? When I first chose you, I thought you were weak. I stayed silent. I thought you would do whatever I asked because you wanted my attention. That was your mistake. I know. She reached into her bag. I brought you something. She handed me a folded letter. I looked at it. What is this? My truth. You could tell me. I tried. You've told me many things. I know. She swallowed. But I need you to read this when I'm not standing here. I turned the letter over. Do you want an answer? No. That surprises me. I don't deserve one. I looked at her. Olivia. She wiped her cheek. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I noticed another tear. You're crying. I don't care anymore. Why? Because I spent so long pretending everything was perfect. She took a shaky breath. I want to be honest now. I held the letter tightly. What does it say? The first confession was a lie. I know. But everything after that became real. My chest tightened. She continued. I fell for you when you stopped trying to impress me. I fell for you when you listened. I fell for you when you walked away because you finally respected yourself. I couldn't answer. She looked into my eyes. I don't want you to come back because you feel sorry for me. You don't have to worry about that. I know. She smiled through her tears. I only wanted you to know that my feelings weren't fake forever. I looked at the letter again. Thank you for telling me. She nodded. That's all I wanted. She turned toward the door. Olivia. She stopped. I'll read it. She closed her eyes. Thank you. Then she walked away. I sat down and held the letter against my chest. I wanted to open it immediately, but I stopped. Not yet, I whispered. I needed to read it when my heart was calm enough to understand every single word, not when old feelings were still deciding what I wanted. I stood alone, holding the letter. For the first time, I understood why she was crying. She wasn't crying because she had lost the campus queen image. She was crying because she had finally become honest with the one person whose trust she could no longer demand. I looked down at her handwriting, and for the first time, I was ready to hear everything she had been too afraid to say. I opened Olivia's letter that night. I read every line slowly. I don't know when I stopped being afraid, she had written. Maybe it happened when you stopped chasing me. Maybe it happened when I realized losing you was my fault. I kept reading. I wanted everyone to think I was perfect. I wanted Ryan to choose me. I wanted people to admire me. But none of that made me happy. When you looked at me, you didn't see the campus queen. You saw me. Then I continued. I know I hurt you. I know an apology cannot erase it. I know you may never trust me again. But if you ever give me another chance, I will never ask you to pretend. I closed the letter. For the first time, I understood her fear. But understanding someone did not erase what they had done. The next afternoon, I went to the bench where Olivia had first asked me to become her fake boyfriend. She was already there. When she saw me, she stood. Ethan. Hi. You came. I said I would. She looked nervous. I thought you might read the letter and decide you never wanted to see me again. I thought about it. Her face fell. And I decided I needed to talk to you first. She nodded. Okay. I sat down. She sat beside me, leaving space between us. Then she whispered, Are you here to say goodbye? No. Her eyes lifted. Then why are you here? Because I want to tell you something honestly. I'm listening. I forgive you. She stared at me. You do? Yes. A tear rolled down her cheek. But forgiveness doesn't mean everything goes back to normal. I know. I can't forget what happened. I don't want you to. I can't pretend the first confession never happened. I don't want you to pretend. I looked at her. If we ever start again, there will be no games. She nodded. No fake relationship. No jealousy. No Ryan. She gave a small, sad smile. No Ryan. No pretending to love me. I won't. And if you ever stop feeling something, you tell me. I promise. I took a breath. And I have to promise something too. What? I won't stay just because I'm afraid of losing you. Her eyes softened. That is the Ethan I should have respected from the beginning. I smiled faintly. You didn't know me then. I thought I did. You were wrong. I was. She looked toward the fountain. I don't want to be the campus queen anymore. You don't have to be. I don't want people to admire me because they think I'm perfect. You aren't perfect. She laughed through her tears. I know. I don't need perfect. What do you need? Honesty. I can give you that. Then give it to yourself first. She looked at me. What do you mean? You spent so long trying to become someone everyone wanted. Maybe you should figure out who you want to be. She wiped her eyes. I want to become someone worthy of you. I shook my head. Don't do that. Why? Because you don't need to become worthy of me. Then what should I become? Someone you're proud of. She smiled. You really changed. I had to. I know. I looked across the campus. Do you know what I thought revenge would feel like? What? I thought I'd feel happy when you lost Ryan. When people stopped following you. When your perfect image disappeared. She listened quietly. But it didn't make me happy. Why? Because watching you suffer didn't heal me. Her eyes filled with tears again. So what did? I looked at her. Walking away. She lowered her head. That hurt. It hurt me too. Then why did you do it? Because I finally understood that loving you couldn't mean losing myself. She whispered, I'm glad you learned that. So am I. A quiet breeze moved through the trees. I remembered the first night we sat there, when everything had been a lie. Now, for the first time, nothing was hidden. Olivia turned toward me. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you still love me? I didn't answer immediately. Yes. She closed her eyes. I love you too. But love isn't enough by itself. I know. We have to build trust again. I'll build it with you. Slowly. As slowly as you need. I smiled. She looked surprised. What? You're smiling. I can do that. I missed your smile. You had no right to miss it. I know. She laughed softly. Then she became serious. Ethan, will you give me one real chance? I looked at her hand resting between us. I thought about the rumors. I thought about every night I had wondered whether Olivia's feelings were real. Then I remembered the letter. I remembered how far I had come. I wasn't saying yes because I was weak. I wasn't saying yes because I needed her. I was saying yes because I chose her freely. I reached for her hand. Yes. Her eyes widened. Yes. I smiled. Yes, Olivia. She covered her mouth, crying and laughing at the same time. This time, I said, we do it right. She nodded. No lies. No games. No pretending. No rivals. Just us. She squeezed my hand. I can always live with that. I laughed. So can I. We sat together until the sun began to disappear. I realized then that my revenge had never been watching Olivia fall. My real victory had been becoming strong enough to walk away. And because I could walk away, I could finally choose to stay. This time, I wasn't her shield. I wasn't her plan. I wasn't a tool to make another man jealous. I was Ethan. She was Olivia. And for the first time, we were choosing each other for real.